Residents of the San Jose Nuevo Palmar village in Orange Walk, led by their chairman Orlando Balam, are up in arms over what they are calling the mismanagement of public funds. Today, villagers gathered inside this community center to report that close to $750,000 are unaccounted for by the Lands Advisory Committee. According to residents, for over 2 decades, the mistrust, corruption, and greed of a handful of villagers have negatively impacted the community.
We are tired of corruption. We are tired. We all of the descendants know this is happening, but we have not stood. We have not stand and tell them we are tired of this. The water board chairman came in clear. He gave his report, but the lands committee did not. They simply sent a letter saying that there is no lands committee, and they would advise us in a next date when they have formed their committee. Knowing this, the villagers and descendants said, well, there is no lands committee, let's form a lands committee by the descendants, by the majority of descendants.
I can state over probably $1 million have been embezzled. The one that we know rightfully is the bypass. The bypass was sold for $317,000. More than 10 acres, industrial acres along the highway were also sold. And if we do the math behind it, for every acre, it goes not less than $40,000. And if there's 10 acres, we do the math, it would be $400,000. So that is the very minimum, plus the $317,000, that's $700,000. And that is just a skim, you know.
Now, where the village of San Jose Nuevo Palmar currently sits, once belonged to Belize Estate and Company and was given to the elders back in 1936 after they were removed from the land they settled in the Yalbak area. The title to the land was controlled by the Lands Advisory Committee. Back in 2001, the then minister responsible for lands, John Briceño, signed off on the rules for the appointment of the committee, which is made up of 7 members. 4 seats reserved for elders of the village, 2 seats reserved for persons selected by election, and 1 seat reserved for a representative from the village council. But despite that, the committee was not formed.
Belize Estate and Company was going to build a railway, splitting the village in 3. Thus, that affected the communal life that they had. They started objecting to it, and yes, it is wrong, but they started sabotaging the company, Belize Estate and Company back then. Belize Estate and Company, in turn, took a wrong approach to it and burned their houses down. 2 Jesuit priests helped the then chairman of San Jose Viejo, Maximiliano Perez, to write a letter to the King and Emperor, King George VI. King George VI then, in turn, wrote to Belize Estate and Company that they ought to find a land for the Indians living in San Jose Viejo. That is how Belize Estate and Company could not turn their backs, and they found this place since 1996. There should have been an election held by the villagers to institute a Palmar Lands Committee. However, they were appointed by the then government. And since that appointment came through, these people that were appointed simply started with what is called blatant corruption.
The residents have since contacted the Solicitor General for assistance in the matter, and the Solicitor is expected to meet with residents this Saturday. Since then, they have gathered signatures which were presented to the Minister of Natural Resources and the Lands Commissioner.
The villagers, on a general meeting, nominated 6 persons, including myself, and told us to go to the Solicitor General, to Mr. Gaspar Vega, to the Commissioner of Lands. We first met with Mr. Gaspar Vega, and he promised that he is in support of this group. We began to seek support by signatures. The only report that the said Lands Committee has ever given to us is in this piece of paper. In this piece of paper, no receipts, no documents, no vouchers, no nothing. And this is a report given for 8 years. I have to give my report as chairman of the village council every 3 months. And they come to report us for 8 years.
But according to former treasurer of the Lands Advisory Committee, Francisca Tech, she has the reports but was told not to disclose them except to the committee.
I have my report from 2001 till 2013. I have all the report.
The villagers are saying that they haven't gotten any report.
But wait. I didn't give the record to them because Mr. Perez said that I don't have to give the account, no, to the villager, only to the elders. That's why I made the report. I have it pack up, and I only give 1 or 2 to Orlando. When they sell the parcel there, the only thing they gave me, the 80,000 which I gave to the priest for the school. And after that, I didn't get no money because I didn't know how much they sell the bypass.
Tech says that when she left the post as treasurer, the Scotiabank account had approximately $4,400. Dwayne Moody for News 5.